I don't even know where to start here. This is pay-per-view, right? Are you guys taking the phone off the hook for this? Because this could go a couple of different ways. This could be a Zelensky-style ambush. Maybe he shows up with gifts. Lester, how's this going to work?
Well, we heard they were going to have a UFC event in the White House.
Is this it?
Maybe this is it. On the other hand, it could be a love-in. I think the fact that we don't know may be the point. The current president is pretty good at the whole cliffhanger, what's going to happen next thing. Yeah. And so I think the fact that we're even wondering what this will be is exactly what he was hoping for.
Amazing.
Yemisi, we've seen almost every foreign leader go into the White House this year, adopting a very, go and kiss the ring, say thank you as many times as you possibly can, compliment and flatter the president. How is Mamdani prepping for this meeting? Does he go in adopting that same posture, or does he take a little bit of a more arm's-length stance?
No, I think they both have to appeal to their base here. This is going to be incredibly politically important as we go into the midterms. And Mamdani ran on the fact that he believed that Trump's policies were bad for America and bad for New York City. And so if he goes in and he's too friendly with the boss, well, then we have an issue when he goes back to the deep blue city of New York. But we have to remember the very romantic relationship almost that the president has with New York City. Right. We're talking about foreign leaders, and here we have a mayor of New York City getting an allotted amount of time in the Oval Office. This means that this is incredibly important to the president, and how he plays this will dictate how Republicans respond to the affordability conversation, because we know Mamdani did so well driving that, and we'll see what Republican leaders come back to him with.
If they get along too well, to your point, they both offend their respective bases. If this thing blows up, New York maybe loses federal funding. But isn't Zohran Mamdani smarter than that? We've watched him on the campaign trail. He's very smooth. He's very good on TV. He's great on the debate stage. He's got a plan for what he's going to do when he walks in there, right?
Well, I think he wins just by showing up.
Okay.
Right? Because
how come?
Well, because President Trump isn't exactly sitting down with Chuck Schumer. He's not sitting down with Hakeem Jeffries.
Fair enough.
He's picking who the Democratic leader is here. He wants this meeting in the Oval Office, I think, as a signal that he thinks this is the future of the Democratic Party. This is the fight he wants to pick, is with Zohran Mamdani. This is great for Trump. Mamdani is on the far left compared to most Democrats. This is exactly the kind of person Trump wants to tee up as the alternative to him.
Very scary to watch.
We've seen on affordability, Trump has really sort of scoffed at this idea. This is how Mamdani won his campaign. He sort of, really started talking about this even before Democrats had really honed in on this. But in the recent weeks, we've seen, Trump say affordability, Democrats just made it up, which is not exactly true. But, how does Mamdani go in? Does Trump try to get ahead of him on framing this issue, or does Mamdani, is he able to sort of talk about this issue that both sides really want to own in the midterms?
Well, Mamdani's been great on recapturing the issue for the Democrats, and we do owe him that. Look, I'm a centrist, but I will give him that. He definitely came in and he said, everything's too expensive, and now it feels like we're all saying it. But that's also something that President Trump was saying in 2024, and like you say with the foreign leaders, he came in 2025, and it all became the outside noise. He wanted to be the president of peace. Well, we've heard a lot of grumblings, and now people want him to focus on the domestic issues. So it'll be great to see the president engage with someone in the Oval Office, not from a global standpoint, but more from everyday Americans and kitchen table issues. And that is where I think Mamdani has the strength, and I think the president has to dust off a little cobwebs and get back into that conversation.
The fact is, Mamdani could be walking into the lion's den here, right? This could be an ambush. Remember when the president of South Africa was in the room? He brought out a video screen and started playing movies purportedly showing genocide against white Afrikaners. They turned out to have nothing to do with that topic, and you're sitting there across from the vice president. You've got reporters in the room. What does Zohran Mamdani do in that case?
I don't think that's going to, Joe. I don't think that's going to happen. I think President Trump wants to be welcoming and polite. And as Yemisi points out, they're both New Yorkers, right? He does have this love affair with that city, as he should. He's a native son. So I think they're going to connect at maybe a local politics level that maybe the rest of the country doesn't necessarily appreciate. But again, I think this is actually good for both of these actors to be in the same room together. Yemisi's right. Again, Trump can talk about affordability issues, which he does need to address successfully. Mamdani may be a nice little foil for that.
We've got just a minute left. What would happen if Mamdani decided to go in there and have a mic drop moment, tell him off, and be kicked out or walk out of the room? Is that...
I think Democrats
the
are a
base
little
would
bit...
love this, right?
I think his progressive base would love it. I think there are a lot of
right.
Democrats that are looking to elect Democrats nationwide, and we know that the Republican Party wants to use Mamdani as a mascot. So this is really his time, not just to speak as the mayor-elect of New York City, but also as somebody who is in a very public role for a party that is looking to get back on top after a really brutal year last year.
Sounds like he's going to meet you in the middle. Did you talk to him about this?
I love a little middle.
Right.
I love a moderate.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he shows up tomorrow.